In this video, we're going to do a case study on a condo complex in Gulf Shores, Alabama. What's up, Casey? It's Guys here. Welcome back to another episode of Gulf Coast Investing, where we talk about all things investing right here on the Gulf Coast. I would love if you would like this video and consider subscribing to my channel for more great content and condo breakdowns and pricing breakdowns just like this. So today's video, I wanted to do a breakdown of a specific complex that we manage in Gulf Shores, Alabama. I thought it was real interesting. We get people and other agents especially all the time asking, well, how's the market? With everything going on, I had a video a couple weeks ago talking about, prices are higher than ever, mortgage rates are higher than ever, insurance assessments are higher than ever, HOAs are higher than ever, and rentals are down a little bit compared to the last couple years. So I have a lot of agents and people that reached out after that video and were like, so how's the market? Is there any specific details and things like that? So I can definitely, in another video, I will break down kind of the opposite, some complexes that are in the black that are doing good, that sales are high, numbers keep growing, HOAs remain steady, insurance isn't an issue, no repairs going on in the complex, things like that. There are fewer and fewer of those as we go along, but there are some great complexes and things like that and great deals that you can still buy. So there are two specific complexes that are absolutely getting hammered right now, so I wanted to talk about one of them. One's in Orange Beach and one's down Fort Morgan, called Gulf Shores Plantation. So Gulf Shores Plantation was built, I'd say probably about 40-50 years ago. So a little bit older of a complex. It's about halfway down Fort Morgan, if you're familiar with the Fort Morgan area of Gulf Shores, Alabama. So lots of good restaurants and things like that they're starting to build out there. So if you ever been to Jesse's, which is a real famous steak and fresh fish house in Magnolia Springs, which is about 30 minutes from here, they just built a brand new beachfront, or not beachfront, but bayfront restaurant. There's a Dollar General market there. There's some other restaurants that are popping up along Fort Morgan, making Fort Morgan more and more popular. So the busier that the main part of Gulf Shores gets, the more popular, and people want a little more laid-back atmosphere where there's just not 10,000 people, 100,000 people right there on the beach at any given time. A little more laid back, prices are a little bit better and things like that. So that's kind of where Gulf Shores Plantation lands, right in the middle of it. If you're familiar with Kiva Dunes Golf Course, so Kiva Dunes has been named one of the best golf courses and actually named the best golf course in Alabama on multiple occasions. So literally right there at Kiva Dunes, so people love renting it and going and playing golf tournaments at Kiva Dunes and things like that. So cool complex. So that kind of gets you up to right before Hurricane Sally. So Hurricane Sally happened at the end, the middle to end of 2020, right as we were still in the middle of COVID and all those kind of things. So just devastated. It was Category 3 winds. It was technically a 2, but parts registered a Category 3 area winds. Plantation, the main part of it, has 4 buildings, 3 that are kind of closer to the beach and 1 building in the back, which is the 4 building. 4 building got essentially completely wiped out. It was shut down for over 2 years before they completely had to rebuild it, bring it from the ground up, completely redo it, and it just got turned over back in January after being shut down since mid-2020, the end of 2020. So all kind of damage and things like that. So because of that, insurance has just gone through the roof there. So Plantation was one that was probably about, you could buy one in the 250s around COVID, maybe pre-COVID, maybe even a little bit less than that. Since COVID, prices just kept going up. Even at the beginning of this year, there was prices that up 350, 375, even some prices that hit the 400s. So just exploded like every other area. So that's kind of the history of it. HOA used to be $450 a month. There was no ongoing assessments or anything like that. So they were in a good shape. Prices going up, rocking along. So since all that damage being done, the 1 through 3 building, remember the 4 got taken out and now is essentially brand new. The 1 through 3 building didn't sustain as much damage, but now they're having to come back. They're having to redo the subfloors. They're having to redo all the doors and all the windows in all 3 of those buildings, which is almost 100 units. It's actually like 90 something per first floor, and it's a three story. So there's probably 300, 400 units out there. So with all that, that's a lot of money coming. That's a lot of money that has to be done. So with that, they now have insurance assessments, something separate, but they have work assessments being done. So they've already paid thousands in assessments. There's more that they're announcing, probably a couple $1,000s a year for the next couple years worth of assessments just to get the building back up to par, back up to code. They've had elevator issues and things like that. So that's been a huge hit. Now the insurance has just gone through the roof, like it has anywhere from Houston all the way down to the Florida Keys. The whole Gulf Coast region, with all these hurricanes we've had, has just gotten killed and slammed with insurance assessments. So that specific complex, they went from paying $450 a month now to about $1,250 a month just in their HOA dues and their special assessment that covers the insurance. So owners that have bought out there, especially in the past year, not only did they pay the highest that they've ever paid for those properties, but now they're getting hit with these assessments, the HOA dues, and all those kind of things. So kind of a unique thing that's going on. Like I said, there's another complex. They're about to pay about $200,000 per unit in assessments over the next about 2 years. So same thing, just because insurance went up and they have work they have to do and things like that. So, but with Gulf Shores Plantation, that's why I want to do a case study, because it's kind of crazy. There's people, and of course, because of that, people are now trying to sell. So there's people, it literally, like when they announced it, the flip switched overnight. There went from 3 on the market to like 20 on the market, essentially almost overnight. People that didn't want to pay those fees and things like that, so they just had to get out and sell. The interesting part is you have some people that bought in the last year or two, and again, they paid in the mid threes, maybe $325 up to $350. But then the people that have owned pre-COVID, which is a ton of the building, maybe 80% of the building, they bought it maybe $175, $200, $250. So they have a lot more room where they can drop their prices and sell. The people that bought in the past year or two, if they were to drop that low back to $300, they're going to lose money on the deal. So it's a kind of weird scenario of you have people that can't drop the price and people that can drop really low just to get rid of it. And that's what you're seeing. So of course, supply and demand, the supply rises through the roof. The demand's not as much because of things passing, and the prices begin to fall. So where 3 months ago, 4 months ago, you're going to pay about $340, you could probably snag one up for $300,000 right now. So that's a $40,000 price drop just in a couple months. And again, remember that then the new buyer is going to have to pay all these extra assessments and HOA fees and things like that. So kind of an odd scenario, but want to base it now that there's another complex that just announced something similar. Want to put that out there because I tell people that as a warning. Like, hey, there's a good chance I could go show you like Admiral's Quarters in Orange Beach. They're not collecting any assessments. They're not having any extra HOA. They may have to slightly raise the HOA because of insurance, but they're about to do major projects in the building and they're not having to do any special assessments, raise any extra money because they have the money saved up. They got a lot of money from insurance to pay for things. They're in a great spot. Prices literally pre-COVID were $800,000. If you want to buy a 4-bedroom now, that 4-bedroom is probably $1.5 million. So again, complex is in great shape, complex is in not so great shape, but I always like to mention that plantation part to people to show people that, hey, this could happen. If there's another storm, if there's things that pop up, just be aware that this is a scenario where it could happen. Again, most people can hold on tight, just keep it for a rental, rent it out for the next couple years, ride the wave, and they're going to be good and come out ahead. But we like to tell people it's just like stocks, it's just like crypto, it's just like everything else. Nothing's guaranteed, just like life. Nothing's guaranteed in life. It's not a guarantee that prices are always just going to keep going up. Some places they are still going up, but again, some places they're not. So kind of a very unique case study that now we've seen 2 of down here. So something that we are keeping our eyes on and just seeing, hey, what other buildings or complexes may be in the same scenarios. One thing you can do if you are looking to buy an investment property anywhere, especially if it's a condo, is you can get the condo documents. And in the contract, most times it's required that the seller has to turn those documents over to you. So you can look at the minutes, you can see, hey, are there any pending assessments? Is this condo underwater? Do we owe money? Are they being sued? Things like that you want to investigate, and I would definitely suggest, especially the next couple years, take some extra time, investigate it, see what the rules and regulations are, see what assessments may be coming, make sure that you know what is coming up. And again, there's people in great cash positions that you could go buy a plantation right now for $300,000. You just saved yourself $40,000. You're going to pay a little bit extra over the next couple years and assessments and dues and things like that, but you're still paying less than you would have paid, if you would have bought it 5-6 months ago at $340,000, $350,000. The people that paid $370,000, you're actually saving a lot. So, still good deal for buyers. There's still some buyers out there, but there's just less people that are looking, at taking that risk or want to take the risk. So again, higher the inventory, lower the demand, the prices are going to come down some. So wanted to put that little that out there to show you, put the case study out there to say, hey, this is a complex where it's not all roses, it's not all great. There are some issues with it. Still some great deals out there to be had. Still will have a good return on rents and things like that. But wanted to just put that caution out there. Make sure that you're looking at everything before you buy so you can make the most informed and best decision for you, your family, and your business. So hope this helped out. Hope you have a great week, and we'll see you next week.